On this week's episode of Today I Would Like to Share,
a really weird fan fiction writer, I guess. Like a slash fiction writer.
a few lists that I found for you guys, based off of the past decade, since we just reached that mark.
Because these could give us some clues to what we have in store for us this year. Because this is a list of films that are set in 2020.
Hello and welcome to Today I Would Like to Share, where we take the time out of our busy lives to share the stuff important to us. I am Jordan, and with me, he can jump his car with his nipples, Kyle.
You think the secret would be swish, swish, flick, but it's actually slash, slash, heave.
Oh, well, good to know.
Yeah,
I'll have to try it next time.
My Dutch training manual definitely had it the other way.
See, that's where they're wrong.
And the man that just talked, the man, the myth, the legend, he is Nicolas Cage's stunt double, Andrew.
I'm best known for doing the entire Ghost Rider films while Nicolas Cage rested in his mansion.
Interesting. It's too bad they don't credit you anywhere.
Right?
Yeah, you think with that much screen time, you'd be higher credited in the movie.
Nope.
It's weird. I'm going to have to go back and look.
All right,
Yeah.
watch those movies again. Nicolas Cage never shows his face in those films. That's because it's me the entire time.
Maybe you're in a fine print in the credits.
I'm not.
But yeah, happy 2020. This is our first episode recording in 2020. So how are you guys?
I'm good. I literally just finished the Watchmen series as we started recording this, and it's amazing.
So good.
Anybody who hasn't seen the show or read the comic book totally should. It's really good.
Those don't have to be independent. You can read and watch it.
But before you tilt people out there, it's a graphic novel, which is basically the same thing. So,
What'd I call it?
a comic book.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair. You know, I'm not a stickler.
Yeah,
If anyone
me
listening
either.
wants to arm wrestle Kyle over this disgrace, email us at contact@blamoindustry.com.
We'll give you his address.
Whatever, sure. Give him the
We'll willingly dox our co-hosts.
Well, how are you, Andrew?
I'm doing good. It's a new year. It's a new me. So I'm quitting the podcast. I'm changing everything about my life. Oh, actually, I think I'll just stay the same.
Okay. I was getting excited there for a second. I'm like, oh, finally, he's going to fucking leave.
By the time we got
Finally
there, Andrew,
replace him. Jesus.
been sinking this show for the last 10 episodes.
Those 2 episodes we haven't released yet with just me and Kyle. Those are the good ones.
Oh, yeah.
The best ones, yeah. The golden years of today.
So good, I don't even bother stitching them together and editing them.
Hey, new year, new me. I'll be less lazy about that.
They're such good episodes they can live as independent audio channels.
Very true.
That's how great they are.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Why don't you kick us off,
Yeah.
Kyle?
All right. Today, I would like to share a wonderful Reddit user that goes by the name _Dimitri_. Let me send this to y'all. Hopefully it brings up where the comment is. Yeah, so Dimitri, gonna assume it's a he, is a really weird fan fiction writer, I guess. Like a slash fiction writer who, from what I've gathered, people literally just summon him into threads that have anything to do with weird fandoms, and then he writes a very quick slash fiction about it. So today I'm going to share one of those.
What a legend.
Yeah, right?
People summoned him? That's legend status.
All right. Oh, Ron Weasley, won't you be my husband? Harry Potter was on one knee, holding a box and ring out to his best friend. Of course, Harry, Ron answered happily, hugging Harry with tears in his eyes. They kissed long and hard, yet something outside the restaurant was getting hard as well. Shrek was peering through the glass of the restaurant, rock-hard cock pressed up against the glass, causing it to crack slightly. Shrek smiled as Ron went to the ladies' room to freshen up. He was ready for his next move. Harry's nose twitched as a scent of onion filled the air. Oh my, that food sure smells strong, he said to himself, glancing over at another couple's table, where Dimitri and Hagrid were feeding each other pasta, Lady and the Tramp style. But it wasn't their food he was smelling. Suddenly, an almighty crash sounded in the air. Many screams echoed as something green barreled through the restaurant window. Many bodies were crushed under the green mass, blood flying, squelching noises emanating from under the creature's feet. Harry reached for his wand as the green blur hurled towards him. It had already killed everyone in the restaurant, and seemed Harry was next. Harry's wand flew out of his hands as the thing's long shaft smashed into his hand, breaking it. Harry let out a small whimper before a massive hand clamped over his mouth. Shh, it's all okay, donkey. Harry gasped at the sound of the voice. It was Shrek. Now it's my turn to pull out the wand, Shrek said before ripping Harry's pants off. Shh, it'll be our chamber of secrets. Shrek smashed Harry onto the floor, back crashing onto the ground. He looked up in a mixture of horror and admiration as Shrek tore his own pants off, erect penis waggling around as the cloth came off. This is my swamp now, Shrek stated before roughly shoving his 3-foot-long dick into Harry's pussy. Harry let out a yell of pain. Then Shrek thrust it again and turned into pleasure. Oh, abracadabra, this pussy, Harry screamed. Oops, that was supposed to be in Harry's voice. Suddenly, Ron came running out of the bathroom, and a look of disgust came over his face. Shrek pulled out of Harry and grabbed Ron's head, shoving his cock into his mouth all the way down his throat. Oh, yeah, a redhead. You be Fiona's brood. Fertile, nice and fertile. After several rough frost, Shrek came into Ron. Thick, warm onion juice rushing into Ron's stomach. Ron fell to the floor. Harry had been masturbating while all this was going on, but Shrek wasn't done with him yet. Come here, you, Shrek said before Harry could finish. Shrek balled one of his hands into a fist and roughly shoved it into Harry's butthole. It hurt so much, yet felt so good. You plugged my sorting hat. Oh, sorry, that's Harry again. You plugged my sorting hat, Harry screamed as Shrek had started playing with Harry's nipples with his free hand. Will you marry me instead? Harry came. Wave after wave of pleasure racked his body. Shrek smiled. It's all ogre now, he said before disappearing into a cloud of onion smoke. Harry fell into a deep sleep. A smile of satisfaction etched into his face. Thank you, Shrek, he mumbled. Ron churned on the restaurant ground, clenching his stomach as it shifted in Shrek's growing brood. Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
I have 4 things to say about this.
Okay, lay them on us.
First, I think the audience needs to hear the origin story from this, which was a couple comments up by Orf. Oprah of Kittens as their username. And it is, y'all remember when Fiona got lost in the Forbidden Forest looking for unicorns to eat butt, then Professor Shrek found them? Oh wait, there's no comment. Okay. So it's supposed to be
almost
to
no
eat,
connection between that. So.
but yeah, it's supposed to be to eat, but then Professor Shrek. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Second thing is, this is the second fan fiction we've had on the show. The first one was Sonic, and apparently in fan fictions they're just referred to as the Blur, because Sonic was like the blue blur, and then
this one's the green blur.
The green blur.
That's
Third,
pretty wild.
the two
Very weird
comments,
coincidence.
I want to read the 2 comments below because they're hilarious.
Oh, yeah, I just saw those. They're great.
Wu Lu Rivera says, I hate myself for reading the entire thing. And then a comment to that is by Nuts Nurse, is, I hate myself for being a little turned on. And yeah, I guess I only had 3 things. I thought I had 4, but I don't remember the 4th.
Yeah, I mean, counting's hard, you know? Nobody's going to
I was going to have some comments, but I just called my mom and told her not to listen to this episode.
Is that a joke, or does your mom actually listen to this?
Oh, my mom's listened to episodes before, for sure.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't think she is going to be a religious listener of the show.
It's probably
and she'll
a
never
good
hear
thing.
this episode. Oh, yeah.
Hopefully, I don't have the I don't have the wherewithal to share this with my family. Maybe my brother, but my mom and dad would freak out.
Oh, I would definitely not directly share this with my mom. Yeah, that's why I was calling her to warn her.
Oh, right.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. The Shrek universe and the Harry Potter universe rarely collides in
Rarely.
fan fiction.
But thanks to Dimitri, it does.
Yeah, Dimitri, obviously a wizard of turning universes upside down, making you think things you never thought were possible.
Honestly, I hate this, but I want to read more of this dude's work.
I know, right?
Like, I clicked on this page, and the very first sentence of the top thing was, Vladimir Putin was sitting at his desk, gently caressing his muscled abdomen and thinking about some feminist protesters. That was the first sentence of the top story on his page.
He's obviously a really good writer. Like, I don't want to hear this much detail about Shrek in any kind of sexual context. However, this guy knows how to write. I would like to see him write something less oniony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I read a little bit more of this, and turns out this is a story about Vladimir Putin and Adolf Hitler hooking up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Adorable.
Anyways, what were you saying, Kyle?
I read erotica from from every now and then, and this dude isn't bad compared to some like amateur stuff people put out there. So even though it's a joke, it's still it's like as of quality of some decent people.
Well, you can tell just by his structure. He has quality writing experience.
I was going to say, I don't think this is just good writing for erotic stuff. It's just good writing. It's just
Like
quality writing.
Much.
I think he enjoys doing it, obviously, so...
I would assume this guy probably has a job where he writes or something, and probably writes shit he doesn't want to, and then gets to write stuff he wants to on Reddit.
Yeah.
Seems like a fun outlet. And if not, then they're just good at writing, and this seems like a fun outlet.
I agree.
So my question for the two of you today is, what two IPs would you like to see mashed together in some erotic fashion?
That's a good question.
Yeah. And probably a really hard one to answer, since why the fuck would anybody think of this?
I was going to say, I've honestly never put any real thought into what two universes I wanted to mesh together for erotic fan fiction.
I'll go first if you want me to. To get to wet your guys' whistles. I would like to see
Please
mashed together a franchise which none of you are going to see coming because I, Kyle, and Enigma, Monster Hunter, and Halo.
Oh my god.
I want to see Master Chief rail a Rathian.
Okay.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
I want the owl boss from Rockadoodle and the bat henchman from the Great Mouse Detective to hook up.
That's wild. Those things you just said were wild.
Do you know those two characters I'm talking about? Have you seen the Great Mouse
Jesus.
Detective? Yeah. That's what I want.
Well, I was gonna go more Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon.
I am not convinced they haven't hooked up.
That's a very good point.
Fair enough.
Like, I think that might be canon.
I want to see the teacup from Page Master and the shoot, I just lost it. Ray from Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
You just want to watch Ray drink tea?
Yeah, but like that teapot is sentient, so wink. Yeah, she's gonna drink tea. Wow, a comment so bad it made everybody shut up for 4 seconds.
I'm not taking the next line after that one. Someone else.
I just had to laugh because it was so dumb.
Oh man.
No. Oh,
I might poke that one with a stick, but I'm not going to touch it.
Okay, I have a sub question off of your question.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
What movie franchises or book franchises would you put together? Other than
It-
Shrek and Harry Potter.
In
Isn't that the same question?
in a erotic fashion or just in a normal fashion?
Either or. I don't think. Well, we all chose like video game stuff, so.
I didn't.
Yeah, he just.
Oh, that's true. You didn't. All right, Kyle. If you had to choose movies, what would you choose?
I just told you the teapot from
Oh.
Pagemaster
Oh,
and
okay.
Ray from Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right.
In all honesty, though, like if I was just combining two universes together, I want to see Master Chief murder the hell out of the Alien vs Predator universe.
That'd be awesome. I want to see Master Chief murder the hell out of the Avengers universe.
I mean, he's just a shittier Iron Man, though, isn't he?
True.
Plus he has the shield. I guess.
But he's Master Chief, so he wins.
Yeah.
I think it would be really funny to like remake the movie Saving Private Ryan, but with Jedis.
That would. Wait,
It's just a troop of Jedis making their way through the front to save Private Ryan, just
Alright.
slaughtering German troops on their way.
I don't know why that just drew inspiration.
Nobody
to my-
dies.
Nobody dies. There's not a single casualty on the
Jedis
American
in World
side
War
because they're Jedis. Yeah, it's just the easiest fucking trip to save Private Ryan.
That would be amazing.
The movie could be called A Leisurely Stroll to Saving Private Ryan.
Absolute destruction to Private Ryan.
You know what I want to see? I want to see John Wick in the what the fuck? Why am I drawing blanks? I want to see John Wick steal the Declaration of Independence. That's what I'm trying to say.
There you go.
From Nicolas Cage. Halfway through
After
movie,
it's
he
the
just
next
comes
National
and
Treasure
takes him.
movie where Nicolas Cage is just chilling at his house, doesn't have to hunt for artifacts anymore. He's just surrounded by copies of the Declaration of Independence.
And John Wick rolls it. You killed my dog to get this.
I'd like that. Yeah, I'm into it. What about it's The Last Samurai, and just as they start to use guns, then Master Chief comes in and for the samurai, he kills Tom Cruise and is like, "I'm the real last samurai," and then destroys everyone.
Have you guys seen Parks and Rec?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, you know Councilman Jam
yeah.
and how he's like really like he's a weeaboo, like he's likes Japan culture apparently, and he's just really dumb about it.
Yeah.
I want to see The Last Samurai, but Tom Cruise is replaced by that character.
By just a total weeb.
Yeah, it's just a total weeb.
That would be hilarious. I'd watch that movie. In fact, I'm kind of surprised they haven't. Maybe weeb isn't. I think we're getting to the point now where weeb is pop culture enough to make this movie happen, right? Doesn't it feel like this movie could happen right now? Maybe we haven't been there in the past, but like the pop culture climate is at a point where we could actually take that movie. I feel like. I think you just wrote $1 million movie. That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't think it's gonna be like a big screen movie though. I think it'd be like an
Sundance Film
an
Festival.
internet group makes
Yeah.
it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You know,
I could see that one.
Like Rocket Jump with Freddie Wong. I think Freddie Wong would do that.
All right, we'll call him. We'll get it set up.
I wish.
You've heard of
Anyway.
a fish out of water story? Well, we want a weeb in the water story.
with our hands around its throat, holding it until the bubbles stop.
All right, just to
Oh,
be clear, I don't hate weebs.
Neither do I, but it's very fun to pick on them.
It is.
Mainly
Too
because
easy.
I'm a weeb myself. So.
Same. Yeah.
Man. Well, yeah, that's my topic. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for always letting me subject you to horrible content.
Hey, someone's got to blow the dust off these internet archives that you always find your way into.
And it's a good topic to start with because it's only up from there.
Damn.
He's not wrong, though. He's not wrong.
Good stuff, though, for real. Today, I would like to share a few lists that I found for you guys, based off of the past decade, since we just reached that mark.
This is a list that doesn't involve a game?
Oh, you know what's funny?
What?
No, it doesn't.
That's awesome.
But it
This
does
is a good
involve
break
video
from list-based
games.
things
A couple
on
of
the
them.
show.
Oh.
A couple of them involve video games.
All right.
And
Well, I'm excited to see these.
the
I love
reason
lists.
this isn't going to be a game because this is just... These are way too hard. You guys can still guess, but these are just... you'll probably get some of them, but
Yeah.
I was shocked at some of these. But anyways, to celebrate the new decade, not that anybody gives a damn, but I have 3 lists, as I said, and Kyle, give me a number between 1 and 3. Well, I guess not between, because that'd be 2. Just 1, 2, or 3.
I was gonna say 2.
Okay,
So
2. That is the second tab opened on my screen. All right. So this list is the highest scoring games of the decade, as in highest rated by Metacritic.
okay.
By Metacritic.
Gotcha.
There's about probably 50 games on here, so I'm just looking at, let's say, the top 10
couple,
for this
yeah.
list. Top few.
I mean, Red Dead 2 has got to be on there.
It is. That is number 3. That is actually.
wow, number
Wait,
3.
1, 2, 3, 4. The top 5 are all tied,
Okay.
and that's
these-
tied.
Are these of all time or of 2019?
From 2010 to 2019.
Okay.
Of the decade.
Of the decade,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild definitely on there.
That's
That's like
that is
the
also
top
tied
game.
for first with a 97 from Metacritic.
GTA 5.
That is also tied for first.
Man, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
Super Mario Galaxy is not 10 years old, right? So that's got to be up there.
Yeah, I think that.
Is it 10 years old?
Super
Maybe
Mario
it is.
Galaxy 2 is tied for first.
Okay. I think that one rates higher than the first one anyway, so.
Yeah.
So we got 4 of them.
Yeah, you guys are killing it. You got 4 out of the 5 top ones.
What
that are
else
tied.
is an amazing game? I can remember amazing games from this year and like the
I'll
year
tell
before.
you what.
But like 2010, like I can't
Yeah.
remember anything that came out in
The
2010.
5th one that you're missing is also a Mario game that is also tied for the top 5.
Wait, a specific Mario game or like a shoot off?
A Mario game that came out
Okay.
within the
In
last 2
10
years.
This
one came out 2 years
Mario
ago, I
Odyssey?
think.
Oh, Maker?
No.
I think it was
Oh.
2 years ago.
Maker was last year.
No, it was Maker 2. I can't remember when the first
Oh,
one came
yeah,
out.
you're right.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, it's Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, I said
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear you. My
Yeah.
bad. Alright, so those 5 games all have 97s on Metacritic.
Wow.
Then, after that, there's a tie with 96. Two games that have 96.
What about Last of Us? That movie. I mean, that game basically is a movie, but that game is really good.
Last of Us is number 8 with a 95.
Nice. Critically, God of War did really well. Everyone loved that. I don't know if it sold super well, but critically, that was
Newest
top notch.
one, right?
Yeah, the newest
Where-
one, just God of War.
Right,
That
right.
is-
The one when he's in
Papa
Norway.
God of War.
Yeah, God of
okay.
War is number 9 technically. But there's about
What's-
5 95s before it that are all tied.
Yeah, well, hit us with the other ones and let's
Oh.
move on.
We're missing the biggest one. Skyrim. It was released 37 times in the last 10 years.
Skyrim
And it's got to be on there.
Has a 96. And the other game that has a 96 is Mass Effect 2.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Witcher 3, that's got to be up there, too. I know you guys hate that game, but that was very everyone else in the world loved that game.
I think I've said this before, but I will not say that Witcher 3 is not a good game. I just don't like it.
You want to know what's
That's
weird?
totally fair.
The Last of Us and The Last of Us Remastered are considered two different games, and they both have 95s. Red Dead Redemption 1 has a 95. Portal 2 has a 95.
Wait, you didn't answer my question about Witcher 3. I know you don't like that game, but you can't just ignore it.
I'm looking for it, that's why.
Oh,
The Witcher 3
shit.
Wild Hunt has a 92. It's way down on the list. 92.
I mean, way down.
Way down the
but
list.
still
Can you
above
give
a 90.
us like some context to that? 92 doesn't seem like that bad of a score.
It's not that bad, but it's probably about number 35, number 36.
Okay. There's a lot of top-rated games in the last 10
Is there
years.
any
Damn.
top 10s that we missed?
Yeah, out of the top 10.
So we got here. I'll go down the list. We got Galaxy 2, Breath of the Wild, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, Super Mario Odyssey, Mass Effect 2, Skyrim, Last of Us Remastered, Red Dead Redemption 1.
So that's the top 10.
Batman Arkham City with a 94.
Okay.
The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D 94. BioShock Infinite 94.
They should be allowed to include those remastered
I
ones.
know,
too.
right?
I know, right?
And then to round out the top 10, there's about, oh my god, there's 12 games with 93s. I'll read the first two.
Okay.
Pac-Man Championship Edition DX.
Oh,
That game actually is
of course.
ridiculously good. I love that game.
Really?
Really?
Yeah,
Alright.
that version of Pac-Man is the best version
What
of
do you-
Pac-Man I've ever
where-
played.
Oh, okay. Can you read the title again?
Pac-Man Championship Edition DX.
DX,
I'll have
yeah.
to check it out.
That
And
actually is
then
really fun. Yeah.
Divinity Original Sin 2.
Oh, okay. It's a great game.
And then, yeah, like I said, there's a bunch with 93s. But
Nothing too surprising in the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
those
yeah,
were all
not
great.
really.
And
Yeah.
that's critic score, right?
Yeah, Metacritic.
No. Is it because Metacritic has user and critics?
Oh, that's critics, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Users
Yeah.
would probably be hundreds for a lot of these.
I
Yeah.
think for user, probably Breath of the Wild would be at the top. I can't say how good that game was. It's amazing.
I still
Yeah.
haven't played
Probably
it.
the best game I've ever played.
Yeah.
Still haven't played it.
Hit us with that next list.
All right, one or two.
2.
You just
Two
always
every
gonna
time,
say
baby.
two?
Yeah.
All right, well that'll give us a break from the video games section because the next one after this is a video game one as well. This is the reason why I didn't want to do a game show out of this because this is, according to Pandora, the top 100 songs of the decade. But we're just gonna do the first few.
Oh,
Man.
dude, I did not know these.
I know,
This
right?
is- and this
You
is
might know
according-
I am
some of
not. I don't think I'll be able to. Maybe the horse one.
No,
Okay.
that might
well,
be
no,
on here.
that's
but-
the only popular song I know.
The horse one?
Yeah, Old Town Road, I think is what it's called.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, see, with these,
I
you gotta
got-
think like real generic songs that
Yeah, I
everybody
just-
would like.
That I never.
Got
I
a
don't
good
listen to that.
guess.
So
I agree. But I'm
idea.
sure you probably know some of these. I'll just read off the top 10 and we'll move
Wait,
on.
Kyle said he's got some guesses.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I got a good guess, but I don't know if it'd be on Pandora.
What you got?
Baby Shark.
I'm sure that's on this list somewhere, but it is not in the top 10.
Yeah, okay. That's all I got.
I was actually looking for. Oh,
Cat,
yeah, Kendrick Lamar is
away.
way down here at 27.
Oh, if Kendrick Lamar is at 27, then I don't believe the accuracy of this list.
Again, this is Pandora, so.
It should be like the top 27 tracks should all be Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar's kind of like a rapper's rapper.
All right,
though,
well, let's
isn't
see if you guys know any of these songs. I know you'll know at least one of them. Number 1, Earned It by The Weeknd.
he? Oh,
Number 2.
Oh, okay.
interesting.
I
I
know
mean, I
that
do
one.
like that song. It's fun.
The Weeknd is actually pretty talented. I'm just not a fan of him. Number 2, Someone Like You by Adele.
Okay.
Number 3, See You Again. That was with Charlie Puth and Wiz Khalifa. That's the what's his name song?
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
Tribute.
Wow, I'm a shitty person. Number 4, The Motto by Drake.
Can I pause you there and just say, if the definition of whether or not you're a good person is if you just know who Paul Walker is, there's that's a bad morality compass we need to change.
I mean, yeah, you're right. But
All right, sorry, continue.
I should have known his name when I was polishing out my topic.
Some solid
Goes to
some
show
dead
you
guy.
how I don't study for this shit sometimes. But anyways, number 5, Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. Number 6, 1,000 Years by Christina Perri. Number 7, When I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars. That's a good song. Number 8, Counting Stars, One Republic. Number 9, Stay With Me, Sam Smith. I love Sam Smith.
Yeah.
And
me
number
too.
10, Radioactive by Imagine Dragons.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. You know what? That's not fair. Imagine Dragons had some pretty interesting stuff when they first started.
And now it's all like, oh, look at my thunder. It's thunder.
Yeah.
We thunder.
But I feel like they've made a lot of music, so like
They
I feel
have,
like
yeah.
they're just burnt out.
I
Also,
agree.
a Mormon band, if you didn't know that.
I
They
did
are?
not.
Yeah, they're a Mormon
Wow.
band.
I mean, like outwardly Mormon band, or they just happen to be made up of Mormon people?
I think they just happen to be made up of Mormon people.
Okay.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. The only reason I know who they are is they did a song for the World Championships for League of Legends. I'm gonna be honest. That's the only reason I know who they are. But that song I thought was well done, and they seemed like super talented musicians.
Right. Fair enough.
Not my type of music, though.
All right.
Okay, I think I spoke too soon. I think it's just the lead guy is Mormon.
You think
Wow,
what?
this went from being a Mormon band to having one Mormon member.
Yeah, sorry, I totally misspoke. Hey, listen, that's why I looked it up and corrected myself.
That you know what? No, not a lot of people do that. So kudos, man.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Yeah, wow. That was impressive Googling on your part.
I just mean like own up to it and fact
yeah,
check.
that-
Like
yeah.
nobody ever does that. So good shit, man.
Also, I was
I'm
looking
always
at
willing
more
to-
of this list, and
Mm-hmm.
the amount of artists' names spelled wrong on this is horrifying. So
That-
maybe
Okay.
this isn't the greatest list to go
This
off
is someone's
of.
personal opinion.
This is from digitalmusicnews.com.
I only go to analogmusicnews.com.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I mean, Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
2019.
Anyways.
This
My
is for
last-
the decade.
My
Oh,
last-
never mind. Yeah, well, they have one of the decade too.
Last and final list. This is a short one. This is the best-selling video games in the last decade, top 5, and this is going off of units sold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. See, that one was rating. This is just straight units.
Number 5. You have a guess?
I mean, I might have a guess what's in there, but definitely not number 5.
All right. What do you
Number
think?
5 specifically is Roblox.
All right. Well, what do you think is in the top 5? Obviously,
Red
there's
Dead
two of
Redemption
them.
2 and Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, those two for sure.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is not in the top 5, but Grand
Whoa.
Theft Auto 5 is number 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
With this, okay, so this game came out in 2013, has sold 100 million copies.
Minecraft.
okay.
Minecraft
That's-
is number 1.
Good call.
Came out in 2011, 144 million copies sold. One of these remaining.
It's got to be something that people bought throughout the decade to make it
Yeah.
into the top units
Yeah.
sold for. So like
One of-
Grand Theft
okay.
Auto makes sense because it was released several times on different platforms. Like in Minecraft, it just constantly sells new units in Minecraft. So
One of these games came out in 2016, which is not that long ago.
Is
Yeah.
Skyrim on there?
Skyrim is number 5. Came out in
Yeah.
November 2011. 30 million copies sold.
So we've gotten 3. Man, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? No, that's not long enough.
Too new.
These 2 games we have all played together at some point.
Well, that doesn't help. Rocket League?
No.
I would say Psyonix would not be in my building.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I think I was just going off of how many times I bought Rocket League.
Yeah. Man, I can't think of anything.
One of them is.
I think of a lot of games.
shooter.
Maybe my filter's too high for what would make it into the top 5 here.
One of them is a shooter. Kind of surprising. That's
Halo Master Chief Collection?
No.
PUBG.
Nope,
what's
that
it
is
called?
actually in the top 10, though. I was reading a different list earlier.
Because that's not free to play. You gotta buy it and then play. So that would make sense.
It's a Blizzard shooter. That should really narrow it down.
Overwatch.
Yeah, really narrow it down to one game.
Well, that one also released on, multiple consoles.
yeah.
And stuff,
That was
so
May
makes
2016, number 3 on the list. Sold 35 million units.
What's the last one?
We're only missing one more.
Number 4, Diablo 3.
Oh,
2012, 30 million units.
that one also released on a bunch of different consoles and
Yes,
stuff slowly
exactly.
over time.
All of these.
And then also people rebought it after the big patch that fixed everything. So
True. I bought it twice. I bought it on PS4 and I bought it on PC. So
yeah, I have it on the Switch and also have it on PC. So also guilty of that.
But yeah, those are my lists. Thought they were kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I always like to know that kind of stuff, those stats.
Yeah,
fun.
it surprised me how many games came out in the last decade that I forgot were within the last 10 years, or I don't know. So actually, a lot of them seemed like they should have been closer to now than 10 years ago. But
All right. And I actually have a question, and I know this is going to be hard to answer, but just when I say this sentence, what's the first thing that comes to each of your minds? Best game of the past 10 years.
Breath of the Wild.
yeah, we already kind of said this, but I
That's
have to
true.
agree with Kyle.
Yeah.
I haven't played another
You're-
game that immersed me as much as that one had, and it's not even like a RPG immersion. I feel like I'm Link walking around the world. It's just that the world is so put together, and there's nothing in the world that you weren't meant to interact with in some
Yeah.
way.
There's-
Everything's
there's-
really purposeful.
There's nothing in the world that you don't want to interact with.
Yeah.
I want to walk over that hill and see what's on the other side. I want to walk down to that valley to see if any enemies spawn. I want to fly over this mountain. It's just you want to do everything, and it makes it incredibly fun.
Still
Yeah.
haven't played it.
They really nailed the open world genre with that game, and
Yeah.
the only critique you could have of it is that it's hard to put the story together, but that's because they focus so much on gameplay and making the open world a good experience that you have to get the story by exploring the open world and picking up pieces as you go and making assumptions for yourself, and all that combines to making you feel like you actually are in this world running around not entirely knowing what's going on. So yeah.
When I play it, I don't really know the story of that game because I personally don't, I don't care about the story that much. You guys know that very well. I've said that too many times. But I also, if I woke up from a 100-year nap and I was a buff-ass motherfucker who can climb walls, and somebody was like, listen, you gotta get these robots going to kill that giant floaty purple thing, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. So I'm not playing the game thinking, what's my motivation to, kill this thing? I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to do it. It looks bad. I'm going to kill it.
Yeah.
So, even without the story, it still holds up, so.
Well, and by that I didn't mean you never get the story. I just mean they do it in a organic way for an open world game.
Yeah, it's just so good. Everything about it's great.
Oh, yeah.
What about you,
I need to
Jordan?
buy it. I need to go buy it.
We obviously know it's not Breath of the Wild for you.
It might be. I just haven't played it yet.
I just haven't met you yet.
It's hard for me to say because I didn't really play. Well, I played a lot of games, but in the past couple of years, I have kind of steered away from single player games because I just sometimes they're boring to me, and I just like playing with other people. Playing with friends. So, I mean, the game I've had the most fun of consistently probably is Rocket League over the past
I was gonna guess that for you.
few years.
And I totally agree. Like, we have all played and had a heck of a lot of fun playing Rocket League. Back when we used to play Rocket Drunk, like that was just a grand old time. Even if I always hated the next day.
Actually,
but
I do have an answer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this game came out in 2012, so it would count. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, and you guys have heard me talk about this game, and it's 100% the most underrated open world RPG of all time. So, yeah, that's what I gotta say about it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I would put Rocket League in my top set of games as well.
It would, I mean, it would definitely be in my top 5, if not my top 3.
So. Just like this fun value. No matter what, even if you lose, you just have fun.
And it just seems like it's always there to fall back on, and it's like a pretty simple game. So like getting new people to play it and stuff is really easy. It's the matches are quick. Like as far as like playing versus other players, like I don't know. I play some games where you're playing against other people that take like 30 minutes for the game to wrap up, and you're like, okay, well, I need to plan to play this game. I can't just be like, all right, well, I got to waste 15 minutes. What am I going to do? I can't turn that game on. But for Rocket League, you actually can just like jump in and play a couple quick games, which is nice.
I mean,
it's such a important factor for like as we're growing up and our lives become more than just sitting in a basement and playing video games. That like this game is quick, it's fun, and it's just a heck of a time. And like you said too, with it's really simple, or it's a simple concept. It's a easy to learn, hard to master kind of thing. Yeah. But it's always fun.
Yeah.
It's and I mean it's at every level it's fun.
Literally 40 minutes before we started recording, I messaged Kyle. I was like, hey, gonna play some Rocket League before we record?
Unfortunately, I was finishing Watchmen, which I don't regret.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's my topic.
Heck yeah, man. Thanks for sharing. That was fun.
Thanks for sharing. Today is the day of lists. I would like to share with you another list. And this is a list of, it's not so much the list that I want to share, it's more the contents of the list, because these could give us some clues to what we have in store for us this year. Because this is a list of films that are set in 2020. So people have tried to predict what this year would bring us. So let's heed their warning, go through the list, and see what 2020 has in store for us.
This is a very good idea.
All right, so I'll give you the list now, but don't do too much reading ahead if you don't mind. Let's stay on the movie let's stay in the order that I have here, and I'll walk you through the films, because not all of them are worth talking about either. Some of them are cop-outs, as in they're coming out in 2020, and it's like, it's about the present. Well, shut up. Fair. That's not what I want to hear about. I want to know what the guy in 1987 thought 2020 was going to be like, because he's probably right. All right, so the first movie I want to cover out of this list of films that take place in 2020 is Annihilation Earth. This was a Sci-Fi Channel film. And this one hits a little close to home for Jordan because it's about some energy scientists trying to save the planet after a deadly explosion at a particle collider facility. Oh,
man.
It came out in 2009, and basically what its prediction is for 2020 is the end of the planet. The title is basically the plot of the movie. Earth gets annihilated. So yeah, that's what we have. According to this movie, there is no more Earth after 2020. So that's something to look forward to. Yeah, any thoughts on that scenario?
I think that's bull honky. It's
bull honky.
I don't think we're gonna destroy the literal planet. I think we're gonna destroy our habitation for it.
Yeah,
like
and
the
I
habitability of the planet, but not the planet itself.
I also think if a particle collider exploded or like did that, it wouldn't destroy the entire Earth. Like I would definitely be fucked if the one at MSU blew up, but like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be global.
I'm gonna be 100% honest and say I know very little about particle colliders. However, I think there's probably a little more hysteria about them than their actual danger of
Right.
them. But
Yeah.
this movie came out in 2009. I think we're well outside the spoiler window, so I can tell you how this movie ends.
Yeah,
The movie ends really strangely, where literally the explosions get bad, and they're like these energy scientists, quote unquote energy scientists, are like trying to stop a black hole from forming from this. I think what they do ends up making it worse, and it cracks the entire planet, exposes the core, which causes the planet to explode, and the movie just ends with like bits of Earth floating in space. So,
Man,
if you wanted to see that movie
something to say.
unspoilered, I'm so sorry.
I do love a movie though that just says, you know what, fuck it. There's no happy endings here. We're just shooting
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, that's a bold move. I gotta respect that.
Hell yeah.
Okay, next movie that predicts the future is a movie called Droid. This one's interesting. This is a movie from 1988. It's a direct-to-video science fiction
Hell
film that
yeah.
I'm sure one's seen.
Those are the best science fiction films.
Its origins are intentionally obscured, actually, on the packaging and everything. It says like a fake director and fake starring roles on all of it. And in all actuality, it is an edited version of a hardcore pornographic film called Cabernet Sin that was originally released in
That makes
'87.
sense.
It was re-edited to be a science fiction movie and then sold on
I was just reading
VHS.
the running time and it says 63 minutes, edited from 85-minute hardcore version. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? But now it makes sense.
Yeah. So according to this movie, it takes place in Los Angeles in 2020. Crime rate is up 200%. From when or what? I have no idea, but 200% from something, and that's got to be bad. And the police are kind of like martial law type. They're known as the Eliminators, and they fight against the droid warriors of Azteca, who dress in Nazi regalia. So that's the plot of the movie. It was a porn, so that's why there's almost no plot.
Yeah.
And essentially what this says about the future is that there's going to be a police state, and we're going to have to be droids to fight against that police state this year.
Is there going to be a whole bunch of sex with robots, though? Because there's one version of this where I'm out and one version where I'm in.
I think it's mostly sex with robots,
Okay,
if you were
I'm
following this
totally
movie.
in.
So this guy who was once a police but wants nothing more than to get back with his ex, who is in the Azteca force, spends a lot of his time in the movie just at a club watching various sexual couplings. And that's basically the whole movie.
I had to share this line I just read on the Wikipedia page. One character is a virgin pleasure model that is threatened with termination for being a virgin. Taylor agrees to have sex with her after she says, "You're not married, are you?" Another blatant moment revealing the film's pornographic origins.
Yeah. So I mean, this one could be an accurate take on 2020. Any thoughts?
Other than me totally being in, no, because I didn't get past the porn part.
Okay, that's the important part anyway.
Yeah.
It has some weird kind of accuracy to it because, I mean, not necessarily 2020, but pretty recently, a lot of people have been screwing robots. So
True.
I mean,
That's true.
I
watched an interview with this
we're getting there.
person that owns a robot sex brothel in LA. Like, they're real already.
Wow.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, this is a strange sidebar, and I would like to find the name of the person that owns it and the interview, and I'll talk about it on this show another time. But essentially, I'll give you the quick down and dirty, is that it's like an app-based robot brothel, and you have to win the affection of the robot through the app before you can actually go in to make your first appointment.
Oh my
Wow.
God! Please,
What
can
the
you
hell?
please tell us about this later? I totally want
Yeah,
to hear about
I'll do a segment on it.
Oh my
I'll find
God.
that interview again, and
Awesome.
I'll do a
Oh my
segment on
God.
it.
That's great.
All right. Next movie that gives us some clues about 2020 is Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise. This movie is set in 2020.
Dude, I want to watch this movie.
That's so good.
I haven't seen it yet. So
Okay.
please no spoiler. I know
I
there's
won't
a big
spoil.
word.
Yeah. It's a little older. This one does not require spoilers because the main premise of the film is that we're fighting against an alien invasion in 2020. There's a lot of combat in Europe because aliens have taken over, invading and are taking over. So that's what we have in 2020 is a possible alien invasion that starts in Europe.
I don't know. Every day I feel like that's more and more possible.
I mean, every day we go forward, it's more likely than it was beforehand, right?
Yeah.
That's just the way it works.
maybe.
Because there are evil aliens out there gathering their strength to come kill us. I know that for certain.
Yeah.
Like, I just believe that.
That's a good point. You're right.
So it's just a matter of time. It could be now. Could be 30 million years from now. But eventually they'll get us.
I agree.
All right, so that's a good one. Another one is Mission to Mars. It's a 2000 American sci-fi film. And in this one, we are sending the first manned Mars exploration mission, but it goes awry, and we have to send a second mission to rescue them from Mars.
Sounds like any movie with Matt Damon in it.
This one's actually got Don Cheadle and Tim Robbins in it. And yeah, they're both great. And so, I mean, this one seems maybe the most likely out of all these ones that take place in 2020. I mean, I don't think we'll actually get the manned mission to Mars this year, but realistically, that's probably the closest we are to any of these.
Yeah, it's possible.
There are people actively wanting to get people to Mars and are setting plans to it. They're just not there yet.
Yeah. Elon Musk gonna be the first dude.
He will be the spark that causes the sequel, Mission to Mars 2.
Yeah, Elon Musk will be the first dude, and then NASA will have to go rescue his ass.
Help, I'm stuck on Mars. All right, 2 more movies to go through. These ones are the best of the 2 because they're the most exciting, for sure. Pacific Rim. This is a 2013 movie. Takes place in 2020. Wow, did they have lofty goals for these 7 years in between 2013 and 2020? Really because Pacific Rim is so futuristic. It's insane. But if you're not familiar with the film, it's basically there are these giant monsters that are coming through a portal deep in the Pacific Ocean. They come out of the water and they attack cities, and it's up to 2 people working together inside a robot with their brains linked to fight the giant robot, to fight these giant monsters. And the giant robots are called Jaegers.
I just want to say, watch these giant monsters come out of the ocean, actually, and we're not ready for it because we didn't listen to the movie.
Right? We don't have anything close to these giant robots yet.
That's a good point.
What are we supposed to do? All right, if giant monsters came out of the Pacific Ocean right now, what would we do?
Nothing, because
bow down to them.
Nobody learned the lesson from Japanese kaiju movies and built giant robots yet. It's entirely our fault.
It is. It really is our fault.
You know, everybody bashes Del Toro for being crazy and awful, but you know what? He's onto something here.
Yeah.
He is. He definitely is. Wait, people say Del Toro's awful? Oh.
There's a lot of people that say that. I don't know why. I
like him.
I love him. Yeah, I think he's a great director. But
I mean, he makes
Someone's
some weird-ass
making
shit,
stuff
and
we
that's
haven't seen
good.
before? What?
Right.
All right, last film in the 2020 saga is Real Steel, starring Hugh Jackman. This movie takes place in 2020.
oh my gosh.
It's a sci-fi sports movie where human boxers have been replaced by robots.
Jesus Christ. No, you know what?
I mean,
I don't
we're pretty
remember.
close to this one too.
Are these like sentient robots? Like, do they fight themselves, or did somebody control the robot?
See, I've never seen this movie,
Neither have I.
to be honest, but I remember the trailer, and in my mind, it's both. And I'm almost 100% certain I have this wrong, though. So don't trust me on this. I'm almost certain that it was just the robots fought, but I want to say that that it was both, and that Hugh Jackman was the old school guy that didn't want to switch over, and he's an original boxer, and so that he actually does the fighting, like manually controls the robot instead of having the robot do it, and that's like what the movie was. I don't know if that's actually true, but that was like the way I took the trailer, at least, was that like Hugh Jackman resented the robots for being good fighters, and he was gonna outfight the robots.
That's amazing. God, this is a wonderful world.
Right? I mean, so those are the movies that depict 2020. The Earth's either going to blow up, we're going to be stuck in a porno, we're going to be repeating the same day of an alien attack over and over again, or we're going to go to Mars, we're going to fight some kaiju, and then we're going to watch the robots box.
Pacific Rim is definitely the one that I hope actually happens, because that's a great way to go.
If I had to die fighting, I'd want it to be fighting kaiju while I'm operating a giant robot.
I definitely don't want to die fighting boxing robots. That's for sure.
No. Oh, my God, no. Especially if Hugh Jackman's one of them. All right, I do have a question for you. Oh, wait, but before I get to the question, I just wanted to drop some bonus knowledge on you, because I was doing research for this topic. I found out that Crysis, the video game, is technically set in 2020 as well.
And that's the year we'll be able to run it in
on max settings. Man, that's a joke.
Yeah. All right.
That's crazy, though.
To the question. So there seems to be, like, out of all these movies, there seems to be, like, either two things that we can look forward to in the films, either new technology or a new crisis to face. So I think, let's go another 10 years, 2030. What new tech or crisis can we look forward to? I mean, just give us your best predictions.
We are obviously Americans, very United States focused. It's just going to be a political crisis of polarization.
Wow.
Political polarization.
I completely believe that prediction is accurate, because I think we already have that.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, it's bad, but it's going to
it's going to get worse.
Crisis.
Yeah, I agree. I'm laughing through the pain here.
I can't wait until Nader pulls
Ralph Nader?
Yeah, I can't wait until Ralph Nader pulls a Adrian Veidt from Watchmen and drops a alien in the middle of New York, killing 3 million people, and brings us all together. That's a very specific reference.
That is a very specific reference.
You got to know who Ralph Nader is. You need to have seen Watchmen or read it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I feel like you've got a lot of red string tied up to a wall with Ralph Nader's picture on it. Watchmen, copies of Watchmen, just pages ripped out of Watchmen graphic novel on there too.
I believe
all
in
connected.
Nader, so he can do whatever he wants.
You know what I think is going to happen in 2030?
What?
I don't know what year this movie was actually based in, but my answer is based off of a movie, actually. And I think that we as human beings and virtual reality is going to go so far where we're going to be controlling actual soldiers in battle from, like, our living rooms. Like, actual people that just have chips in their brains that are soldiers, will be controlling them on the actual battlefield.
I think we can get there.
Kind of like Gamer. Have you guys ever seen that?
Yeah.
I think that's set in the 2020s, actually, but I don't know, maybe not.
I think if robots can save us from one thing, it's stupidly killing ourselves, or each other. And so I think like that prediction's probably true. I'd hope that we would use robots instead.
Yeah, me too. The problem with using robots is that the robots are going to take over.
Or, maybe we can realize that we really have never gained anything from war and that no one's ever really won one and that it's kind of pointless and stupid.
I think more reasonably, with the whole going to Mars thing, we're going to achieve that later in the 2020s, and then in the 2030s we're going to start colonizing Mars.
Yeah. The one thing that's hard to do about predicting the future is not overshooting the future, which seems like everyone always does. Like Pacific Rim came out in 2013. They're like, well, how far is far enough in the future for giant robots? Probably just 2020 is fine, right? 7 years from now, we should be able to do that.
Well, that's kind of part of the plot, though, right? Like in the plot, Idris Elba has like radiation poisoning because they had to build these giant robots to fight super quick, and they just like foregone the radiation
safety and
shielding.
stuff.
Yeah,
That's true. They definitely do tackle that in the plot. Also, I still feel like it is an aggressive timeline for mind linking futuristic giant robots. But yeah, they definitely don't like just leave that plot hole in the movie, which is nice. So yeah, I think as far as my predictions go, I think you're both right for sure. But also, the new crisis that I want to see is the comeback of the dinosaurs, but not in a Jurassic Park science way. Like they were just a holdout of them in a cave somewhere in Argentina. And they were all just like, okay, we waited long enough. Let's go. And there's like 20,000 of them just burst out of the cave and just start taking over.
The true lost world.
That is terrifying. Yeah, awesome.
I want something similar, actually, now that you bring dinosaurs up. I want dinosaurs to make a comeback as well, but we will learn that this was actually just a seed planet, and all the dinosaurs here that we killed were just like part of a larger alien race, so all the other dinosaurs are going to come on their spaceships and clear us out so they can recolonize it.
Nice.
Like they send down just one to kind of talk before they come, and it's just like a velociraptor with glasses. Pushing them up all the time, talking all indignant.
No, it wouldn't talk at all. It screech like we think they do, but like it means something, and then it gets on its ships, and its ship just looks weird. Instead of like buttons and touchscreens, it's just like a whole bunch of like levers and cones, because it's just like screeching into different cones to make stuff happen.
It's all voice activated.
Yeah. See, man, this is a weird tangent, but the thing about aliens is, and a lot of aliens in science fiction stories, is that they're not alien enough. Like they're too human, because it's hard to think about something like what isn't human, But a series that I've read, a really, really good one, it's called The Lost Fleet Beyond the Frontier, which is a 6-book series. It's currently on hiatus, but is ongoing, which is a sequel to another 6-book series called The Lost Fleet. That where they go and they meet up with they eventually find a bunch of alien races, and the author does a really good job at making these things feel alien. Their motivations are so unhuman that you feel like they're alien. It's good, and that's what I think.
Yeah.
And that's my essay on what science fiction needs to do better. Think outside the box.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, there's a lot of humanoid-esque aliens, and if a creature is evolving on a completely different planet with different ecosystem, and maybe there's life. We're carbon-based life. Maybe there's life that isn't carbon-based. Based on another element that would just operate and look completely different than us.
Yeah. There's one alien race in that book that they describe them as looking like killer teddy bears. And they're pack animals, and their ships are made in such a way that it feels like you're part of a pack. So when the humans eventually capture one of their spaceships and they go onto it, they all have this haunting feeling like they're being chased down by these monsters, by these aliens, because the ships are built so well in their style. It's made to make them comfortable, not humans comfortable. So the humans just feel like they're being attacked while in it.
Scary.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm afraid of aliens.
Yeah, me too.
So this type of stuff freaks me out. But I also just like, it's kind of like a car wreck. Like I just can't look away at aliens either. Like I'm captivated by them.
Anyway, thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
happy to.
It's pretty funny. Well, that about wraps it up. Join us again next time where we do it all again. And remember, as Snoop Dogg says, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening, and keep an eye out for another episode of Today I Would Like to Share.
Yeah, and make sure you look us up on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or any other podcast app of your choice.
Once you find us and give us a listen, please leave us an honest review of what you think of the show. You can do so at Apple Podcasts.
And YouTube.
Or send us an email at contact@blamoindustries.com. That's contact@blamoindustries.com.
Oh, also, Jordan, you can go ahead and leave this in the episode if you want. I found a place to watch Cabernet Sin. So I'll report back.
Yes, please watch all of that. And if you can, watch the edited version they turn into the sci-fi
honestly,
movie and give us notes.
It might be harder to find the movie version as opposed to the porn version, but I'll do my best for sure.
Awesome. I appreciate the footwork, the research here.
Yeah. I'm just sacrificing my time and well-being to get down and to really drill down to the important stuff.
Links or it didn't happen.
Putting your own mental health at risk by diving into this 88 movie for us. Appreciate it.
All right. Anyways, let's wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.